Greetings, my name is Scott Hofert and I'm the founder of Colson Keene Leather, and I'm here in our studio in Charlotte, North Carolina, where we are in the process of building out a really exciting experiencing coming up called the Fundamentals of Leathercraft. Take 3. Greetings from our studio here in Charlotte, North Carolina. My name is Scott Hofert and I'm the founder of Colson Keene Leather. In 2009, I had been working behind a computer for most of my career at this point. I was just about to turn 40, and I found myself wanting to do something that wasn't just digital and zeros and ones and phone calls and emails and meetings. At the end of the day, I would show up, even though I was doing meaningful work, I had nothing to show for the work that I was doing that day. And so I was a little jealous of some of my friends who had work that they were able to do during the day, that they were able to show the kind of energy that they were able to put in with an end result. Maybe they were a mechanic or a plumber, or they worked with steel when they'd come home at night, or they'd work in their studio in their backyard on some wood, or they played in a band. And none of those necessarily interested me, except I had this sort of passion for all things leather. I always loved a good leather bag or a belt. So I bought a fistful of tools and a hide of leather, and I sat on the back porch with my then son, who was about 5 years old. That's Colson, and then my youngest is Keene. And so Colson and I would sit in the backyard, in the back porch, and just mess around with some basic leather tools, and worked on belts and wallets. And before I knew it, people were buying some of these things from us, and it kind of emerged into this business that we now have today. But what I found in that point, at that time in my life, is I wanted to be able to do something different. I wanted to learn a new trait, a new skill. I wanted to be able to work with my hands and do something that wasn't so digital. I wanted to sort of kick into an analog mode. And I have to admit, in those days, this was 15, 16 years ago, I couldn't find a program, or at least I didn't know how to search for it, that would allow what the program called Fundamentals of Leathercraft that we are doing here at Colson Keene allows. So maybe you're in the place you're saying, you know what, I want to learn a new trade. I want to get my head wrapped around the basics of working with leather. I want to understand how leather hides work, and the nuances of hides and the thicknesses of hides, and why a thicker hide versus a thinner hide in making certain items. I want to understand how to cut leather and how to burnish edges. I want to understand how to rivet hides together, how to stitch holes, how to specifically bend and make that leather malleable to the ideal piece that you're wanting to make. And so we are putting together a 4-day, 8-hour experience, 8-hour each day experience, where you come in here to Charlotte and you are a part of our studio space. And we have a very limited number of folks that we're allowing to be a part of this, because you will be working very closely with one of our leathersmiths. And for those 4 days, for 8 hours, you'll learn the basic tools of how to work in the ways of leather. You will work on this sort of old school, old world trade that's been around for thousands of years, and walk away with a basic fundamental knowledge of what to do in terms of sort of the next place to go. This will be the kind of encounter where you'll be able to understand just enough that you will have a great enough grasp of how the leathercraft practice works in such a way that now when you look at YouTube videos, or you look at something on your social media post that somebody has made, you begin to say, I know how they made that. I know how they got to that. I had the basics of learning how to do that at Colson Keene during their Fundamentals of Leathercraft experience. And so if this is something you're interested in being a part of, we have a small group of you that will join us several times throughout the year, and we invite you to sign up and be a part of this. And you will learn how to make and assemble at a baseline level leather goods. And we'll show you some of the experiences, things that we've learned that we feel are the most effective, some of the real simple techniques that frankly people don't talk about. Arguably they make it more complicated, and we in our space here we try to make it more simple. And so we want you to be able to walk away after 32 hours or so with us for 4 days, 8 hours for 4 days here in Charlotte, where we get to work alongside each other and train and develop you to become a basic leathersmith. It's really important because from there's so many other areas you can sort of move from and into in terms of how the leather place works. And I'll say this about our experience here every time, that one of the parts that might be even as meaningful as the new learning will be the relationships that you forge here. There's something powerful that happens when you spend 4 days with other people, other students and our staff and our leathersmiths here. And so we look forward to getting to know you, getting to experience who you are. You will come into the space and you will give us ideas and ways in which you are experiencing the leather course that will help us also improve and also probably learn from how you see reality as well. So we look forward to what it looks like to be together and to have you as one of our students in our fundamentals of leather craft here at our School of Leather at Colson Keene Leather. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us, info@colsonkeene.com, or you can go to our website, colsonkeene.com, and search School of Leather, and you can see the Fundamentals of Leathercraft class that we offer. You can sign up, or you can feel free again to reach out because you maybe have some questions. We'd love to be able to help you. Thank you so much for your time and look forward to the opportunity of working together.